You're watching News at Prime. Let's get to grips with this difficult story now. An elderly woman was admitted to hospital after she was allegedly raped and assaulted by a man from the Ngizele village in Willowvale. This is in the Eastern Cape. A 32-year-old man was arrested following the incident and is expected to appear in court soon. The Khula Community Development Project is now calling on all stakeholders and rapid response teams to support victims of gender-based violence and also to be visible in court in calling for justice. Let's find out more about what causes these incidents in our communities. Petros Majola is the director of the Khula Community Project, and he joins us tonight from the Eastern Cape. Good evening to you, Mr. Majola. Thank you very much for your time. A difficult story to talk about, and I don't know where to start with addressing a matter like this, because I don't think anyone instructs a 32-year-old man to go and abuse an elderly woman in this manner. There's something that's surely got to be wrong with that person mentally.
Yes, hi, Polly, and the viewers of Newzroom. A very disturbing incident indeed. And I saw this old woman today, as I am the one who mobilized. And I want to thank all women, the municipalities. We joined together to give hope to this old woman. The visuals that we received before, comparing with how this old woman looks like today, I am taking my hat off for the Petros Hospital, because her face was totally demolished. You know, when you look at it, you would say, this woman is no longer a human being. But the doctors and nurses, they worked very hard. She is able to speak, but not so strong, because when this boy raped this old woman, he also stabbed her many times. The body is full of stab wounds. And by the time he left there, definitely he was convinced that she is dead. But fortunately for this old woman, she managed to recognize this boy. And this boy is a family member, an extended family. She was alone in the house. There is a grandson who sleeps in another house. People know the setup in rural areas where there's a lot of houses, and then this one sleeps there, another one sleeps that side. But this boy says he could hear that Manukoko is crying. So he woke up from his house, coming to Gogo. He saw someone who was running away. But fortunately, the old woman could recognize this boy, and she mentioned this boy's name. She fought back, Toli, using a panga. I'm sure people call it bush. Yes. I'm not sure of its real name.
It is a panga, yes.
So and he cut this boy. So as he is sitting there in jail, he has got a wound, which is another sign that this is how this old woman tried to fight back. And then even on the tongue, in the mouth, there is a stab wound on the neck, all over the body. When you look at the face, I don't know what would happen to you if you don't cry, because this woman is 85 years old. You know, at that age, when you have been given so long years and days, and then you die so ugly, and we say, thanks God that she survived. But as she is sitting there, she is in pain, but the doctors are trying their level best to make sure that she recovers. So we were there, we had a prayer, we collected some few donations just to buy a cold drink.
Yes.
And then tomorrow there will be a imbizo in that village, where as much as the boy is arrested, but we feel that we need to go back, because we've got people who sell drugs, and they sell these drugs to our children. And when our children take those drugs, they see a human being like a piece of paper, or like a rat, or like a cat. So it's easy to kill, it's easy to rape.
Yes. I'm glad that you mentioned the imbizo that has been called by Majola, but there is also surely something that's got to be done by traditional leaders, because in the far-flung areas of our country, we know that there are chiefs or izinduna, people who go and call these meetings in order to deal with these ills in our society. Do you believe that those people are doing enough to galvanize support and, importantly, to galvanize protection for elderly people who live alone? I wonder where this old woman is today and where she's going to spend the night.
Traditional leaders have got a role to play. But talking from experience, because I'm also a rural man, I grew up and I still stay at my home in the rural areas of Petty. I don't think they are doing enough in terms of mobilizing the communities, talking about femicide, talking about gender-based violence. So as the NGO or the NPO, we do that. But I must say that we do get support. And people always say, government is asleep. And I say, no. The Premier has called all of us to say, guys, what can we do? Because these things, they happen in each and every household where there is no police officer deployed. So what is it that we can do? We came with brilliant ideas, but the implementation is not 100%. We say government people, we're talking MEC social development. She goes up and down in the province. But if she goes to Matatiele, tomorrow someone will be raped because there's a syndicate that works against the good cause. As we run imbizos, men's conference, you name it. But there's also a syndicate that makes sure that we get tired and we surrender. And I always say, we will not surrender. We'll continue fighting.
Final word, Bao Majola. You say that you have been in contact with the 85-year-old woman. Is she in a place of safety right now? Because the understanding is that she has been discharged from hospital.
Yes, according to her daughter, who also arrived from Alwal North, where after we told her that we'll be seeing her mother, she mentioned that the mother was discharged, but she realized that whoever discharged this woman, it was wrong because she can't even control anything. So she went back to the hospital and said, I took my mother yesterday, but my mother is so critical. So she had to be readmitted. And as I speak to you now, she's in a government hospital in Butterworth.
Thank you very much for sharing the little that you are doing as a non-profit organization. We'll keep calling on people like you, but also importantly, it would be helpful, Bao Majola, if you're able to link us up to Osbonda Bendawo, these izinduna, so that we're able to talk to them and pose these uncomfortable questions to them as well, because they are the people that ought to be standing up and doing exactly what you are doing right now. But thank you very much for the time being.
We also thank you, Newzroom Afrika, because this is not just a television program, but it's an awareness to empower the communities.